and it goes blue, and then you have to press it again, and it gives you another thing. Are you ready to stream? It's annoying. It's the new damn.
I'm
Chester.
talking through my intro, which I'm
Really.
Now remember, Chester, you have to press the button twice.
playing. Now, why would I have to press the button twice? Now, hello everyone again. I have to go through all that. I have to press the button twice now.
It happened to me yesterday, so
I love how
God.
The
Jimmy
Lone
is the
Ranger.
one giving you technological advice.
I know that's the and it is working. It is working. All right. Well, damn it. Let me go through it again. Hi, everybody. Glad to have you here. Check out the links as usual. Hit the share button, notifications, all of that stuff. Hopefully, everyone's in here. Let me say hello to the people who are joining us. Let's start with Mr. Slick. Hi, Slick. How are you?
Hi, how are you, Chester?
I'm wonderful. I'm glad to see you're in really happy spirits and you brought, what should we call
I
this
am.
character? Mr. Lazy
That's my.
Hands? Oh, no.
No, my hands are never lazy.
Oh, awesome. I'm glad to have you here. At least we are live streaming. Thank you very much for letting me know, Thundero. Well, let's do it again. Hi, JOP. GOP. He's a great singer of those old Celtic tunes. How you doing, dude?
Man, I'm just having the weirdest deja vu right now. Like we already
I
went through
know
this.
it's weird, isn't it?
Freaking
But
me out, man.
it's
Freaking me
freaking
out.
me out. And now there's nobody inside. So wonderful. Glad to see that such a good day is going on. Should I share it out again? I wonder. Let me try. Uh, so you tell me YouTube went and did another bit of you've already sent this tweet. Okay, well thank you then. Why the hell is no one in here? Oh well, I guess you'll just have to. Eric says fight, fight, fight. All right, Eric, thank you.
Yeah, fight.
Now, Eric, you can come and jump in here if you'd like to. We're going to be talking about gaming in general. I do apologize.
Well, actually,
Bob.
I thought it was my turn to challenge Slick. Someone else got to fight him last
That's
night.
true.
So now he's
Maybe,
on
maybe, or maybe Eric wants to.
What?
Before you introduce me, I'm going to be a complete shithead real quick. Did you notice that Slick's getting all the crap for me starting the fight?
Right,
It's all right.
right,
It's all right.
That's
right.
the
I
perfect
can
way to
deal
start
with
a
it.
fight,
I'm a
man.
big boy.
Yeah,
That's the way, poke the bear, walk away, watch other people go at it. It's good.
I
That's
learned that
true.
as a young boy. I used to do that to my father and sister all the time.
Oh no! Oh no! That's not
When I
nice,
get in trouble, somehow it'd be her fault.
dude. She's the older sister, right?
Of course.
Yeah, I know exactly how that feels. I would come home from not being home all day, come home at night. My brother had done something stupid, like taking the stereo apart and not put it back together or what have you. And I got blamed for it. It's like, I haven't even been here in freaking 12 hours. How am I responsible? But always. So I learned how to repair stuff real quick because that idiot, he'd get his hand on any damn thing and take it apart, and I had to put it back together. But anyway, hey, Mr. Bill. Oh, wasn't that what was that? Saturday Night Live? Yeah, I think it was. All right, I think I've got all the shtick done. So hi, Bill. How are you?
So I'm a shtick now. Well, I guess that's better than being a dick. But,
Yeah,
Hey,
oh,
that's
wow,
all
wow.
You're a big shtick.
Heyo.
yeah,
Hi.
that's what they say.
Yeah.
Speak softly and carry a big shtick.
There you go.
Big
There you go.
Bum.
Yeah. All right, let me do my damn Thundero thing again. Damn it. It was perfect the first time. All right. All right, here we go. Now I got to do a different one now. I can't because that breaks the rules, doesn't it, Thundero?
Mm-hmm.
Damn it.
Yeah.
All right, fine. Rolling over the crest of the nearby mountain, there comes a storm, bristling with lightning and thunder. As it approaches and darkens the ground below, we all look upon and worry and wonder, will this be a blessing from God? Or shall we be doomed? The man who knows is Thundero. How's
That's right.
that?
Yeah. It
better?
really just depends on my mood.
It does.
That's all it is.
Does.
It was better the first time around. I don't think you captured that magic again.
Damn it,
Hey,
GOP.
Hey, as far as the world knows, it wasn't. As far as the world knows, that was the masterpiece.
God.
Very
Not
true.
anymore because GOP
You-
just ruined it.
You
So,
try it, GOP. I have to every time he's on. I have to introduce him in a grandiose way. You try it. Damn it. Anyway, hey Eric, what's up?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Glad to have you in here. Yeah, we're just going to be chatting a little bit about video game and gaming in general.
You are grown men. You don't need to be playing with games.
Right? I
No.
know. And how dare I like superheroes? Well,
Hey,
what is
you
wrong
have
with
Dan
me?
Fraga in the chat asking for the link, but I think he's on Thursday night.
He could come on. if
He come
wants
on
to.
if
he
he
could come
wants.
on,
Yeah,
yeah.
Frag, Dan's always welcome.
no.
Yeah, someone throw him a link. But yeah, no, let's get into this and start having some conversations
I do have
about.
one story to throw out there really quickly.
All right,
According to the Washington Times,
Uh-huh.
porn star Stormy Daniels now
Ooh.
says the Trump affair never happened.
Oh, darn.
The revolving door of that
Well.
story.
Yeah, but I mean, would anybody here be surprised that Donald Trump had whores on speed dial? Anybody?
What I'm saying is, like, I've looked at Stormy Daniels. She's not terrible, but I mean, he's Donald Trump. He can, like, pick up like Slavic porn stars or Slavic models.
Why would he do overrated in her
In
heyday?
fairness, when this allegedly
I don't
happened, it was a long time ago, and she was much more attractive then.
Well, sure. Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, I just, Trump can get any woman he wants. Of course, he's Donald Trump. I mean, he was a powerful guy. I grew up in and around New York. I worked in New York. You don't live in New York and not know who Donald Trump is. I mean, it's just part of the fabric of this city, right? And not only is he a big, powerful, outspoken dude, when he was younger, he's not a bad-looking fella, I'd say. And he could have any woman he wants. But for me, the idea of him saying, "Yeah, that's a porn star. I want that one." That's like, yeah, of course. Obviously, put it on the bucket list, right? It just doesn't surprise me. But young Stormy, I have no idea what she looked like, dude. Although GOP doesn't approve.
The surprising part is that people thought that was somehow a negative for Trump, for the American people.
Right.
No, most American dudes were like, that's pretty awesome.
That's pretty awesome.
He had sex with a porn star and she paid him in the end. That's pretty.
That is freaking epic, is what that is. Yeah.
That's pretty big time right there.
Yeah, no, she was kind of big in like the mid to early, like about the mid 2000s, was kind of like her time, I guess.
Dude, the only porn star who I can name are probably three. And I can't even really think of their names. There was some young girl who we found out was actually underage. She was
Jenna Jameson.
That's Tori.
No.
She's born in my same.
Oh.
No. It's
from the 70s, early 80s, early 80s.
No, she's from the 80s,
Oh,
and she's born on my birthday.
Damn
The
it.
year before me.
I can't remember her name.
Tracy Lords.
Tracy
Yeah,
Lords.
that's
Thank
right.
you very
Tracy
much.
Lords.
Tracy Lords. I know this one. There was some really, really enormously endowed fellow who died of AIDS, white dude.
John Holmes?
John Holmes. There's the other one. And there was some real ugly Mexican. Fat guy.
Oh, you thinking the head?
I don't watch Mexican porn.
the fact that you can name more dudes in porn than women.
It says
Well,
something.
dude, I only know them because they're culturally significant. I've never
The reason
actually
why-
seen a pornography, dude.
Who's
Well,
the
no,
porn
I
star
have.
that, like-
never.
No, I have. There've been some on the walls or on the screens at parties. There have been.
Well,
Yeah,
did
so
you
I
mean
have seen
Ron
some.
Jeremy?
Ron Jeremy,
Ron
yeah,
Jeremy?
the big
Yeah,
fat
he's
Mexican
actually
guy.
Jewish.
Oh, whatever. He looks Mexican.
I thought it was
I
Italian.
think we
Then
need to
there's
have a
Jenna
conversation.
Jameson. She's the one that most
I don't
people
know. I don't know that
I
one.
think Jenna Jameson's Jewish too. But we need to have a conversation about the kind of parties you attend where there's just porn streaming on the walls.
Yeah,
and why I'm
exactly.
not invited.
That's strange.
Well, I told you guys, I used to go to a lot of Beltane when I was younger, man. The first Beltanes I ever went to, I was actually part of a band. I was just the one of the entertainers. But I liked the Beltanes, so I went back to more on my own. Now, Beltanes can be one or two things. They're either just a kind of a little bit of a rowdy, masquerade party, or they're, an orgy. Yeah. One or the other.
Okay.
So,
So which ones did you go to?
both.
Which ones are more fun?
Both.
Fun fact. Jimmy's first experience with pornography was cave drawings.
Oh, there you
So-
go. There you go.
Mm.
So is this the favorite game that you guys play is Pocket Pool or what? What are we talking about?
No?
Okay.
Yeah.
This is not our normal conversation topic.
No, well, we'll get into the gaming in a minute. I am talking about gaming in a way, and we had a game that we played at the Beltane called the Beltane Ball, and what they do is they take like a grapefruit, and they would take cloves and they just cover the grapefruit in these cloves, poke them in the skin, right? And you'd have, depending on how big the party is, you have 2, 3, 5, or one of these things is floating around the group. And when you get the Beltane ball in your hand, you have a choice. You can either give it back, which is really rude. You can take out one of the cloves and just keep it in your hand, and they give you a hug. You can put it in your teeth and you get a kiss. You can put it in your mouth and they got to go find it, or you can swallow it. And of course, that is an invitation. But that was a fun game. I like that game.
Okay, then.
Yeah.
Chester's out here telling us about his fruity balls. And
Yeah, exactly.
I don't even know what to do with it.
So it's weird because I've mentioned this a
Well, it
couple
sounds
times
like-
over here.
It sounds like he gave us the option of what we could do with the Thunder Arrow.
That's
so-
right.
Yeah.
But
He's playing the rule.
I've mentioned this a couple times, but it sounds like none of you guys have ever been to Beltane.
I'm gonna hand that back to you. I'm sorry if it insults you, but
I have never been to a Beltane, but I grew up in Utah, so
I've never heard of it.
yeah, I know.
Well, you give it to a
Stay away-
girl, Bill. God.
Sure you do, Chester. That's okay. It's all right. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess I grew up in a different group of people. All right.
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah.
we're here to
I've gone
talk
skinny
about.
dipping, and that works pretty well. So
Oh,
I've been
yeah.
to some
no,
rainbow
that-
gatherings. Those are kind of interesting. Yeah.
Did someone give Fraga a link or what?
I couldn't send him a message. I was going to on Twitter, but I don't know if they're closed or unblocked or something.
I don't know. I guess
Probably not open.
I could probably. Let me see if I can probably
You
give him
can
a
try.
link. Let me try.
Do it.
hmm.
Oh, a Beltane is the Gaelic May Day Festival.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, I know what that is.
They've become a modern masquerade day. Masquerade balls is what they've kind of become. Yeah. Let me see here. I'm pretty sure he's on Twitter with me. Hold on. I wonder if he's under Dan or under Couch Doodles.
Fragaboom.
Just
Fragaboom.
Fragaboom. Okay. Oh, there he is. Oh. I can only tweet though. No, if I do like this. Okay, I just followed you. Oh no, he's got Couch Doodles too. All right. But I just followed you, dude. Follow me back, and I'll send you a DM, dude. I wonder if he's on Facebook. I might have him on Facebook. Hold on a second. I know I got him somewhere. And on Facebook is maybe he's Couch Doodles. No, he's got to be under Dan.
Dan Fielding.
Yeah,
Mm.
there he is. Here we go. I sent it to your Facebook, dude. There you go. All right, cool. Cool. All right. So anyway, we're here to talk about gaming. I've been distracted by these peoples. Let's see. Hey, there he is. All right, cool. All right, so we're here to talk about gaming. Now, am I still streaming on the other side? Damn it, this thing. Let me get rid of this.
I think you're streaming.
Yeah, it's coming in and out. It's very intermittent. I don't know what I can do about it, but yeah, it's still working. Anyway, so let's talk about gaming here. Now, today, of course, we usually do tabletop stuff. We do D&D specifically. And maybe we start out with who here has done tabletop gaming and how long you've been doing it. I started when I was 9. I started playing in a group. And so what was that? 1979. So I've been doing it, playing that game particularly for almost 40 years. That's me. So what about you, Bill?
Bill.
Bill's.
So-
yeah.
I can remember actually 79 also. I was like kindergarten or preschool. My cousins brought the game over when they stayed with us for the summer, and
Yeah.
I was around the table trying to play, and they kept on brushing me off.
That's
But
the same with me.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then I ended up playing. Oh man, I was in elementary school a few years later, but I had all those old school books, the old basic with the green dragon on the cover.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I played elementary school, played a bunch, and then stopped for a little while because I think skateboarding was the thing that I wanted to do for for a while. And then because I was an 80s little skater. And then high school, I picked it back up and played a little bit. College and that era of my life, but then I put it down up until for about 20 years until we picked it back up here. When you ran that first campaign with there was like 10 players in the game, it was pretty chaotic. That was
John
fun
Dillard's,
though.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Brad and a few other people. That was pretty fun. But yeah, so I played a lot of the iterations and different spin-offs during the heyday of like old D&D. We had like Ravenloft and Dragonlance and Dark Sun and then I played a few other games too, like GURPS and all the superhero games, the Marvel TSR game, DC's Mayfair games. I think that's what the publisher
Mayfair
was.
Yeah, sure,
yeah, and then Car Wars, which really wasn't D&D, but that was a good tabletop game.
Gamma World.
So Gamma World, I did play that a little bit. I was just thinking of that actually when you brought that up. I was like, what was that? It was a post-apocalyptic one, right? And then they had Star Frontiers, which I thought was wasn't really fleshed out that well. But
no, it didn't go anywhere. That's true. Yeah, that was with TSR when they came out. They tried to do all kind of genre. Of course, in the end, they've just done D&D now. But in the beginning, they were not. Yeah.
But it was nice seeing what's that site? RPG Drive-Thru. So you could go find all those old modules and rules. So I was looking at like Boot Hill. That was one I wanted to play and try
Boot
out
Hill.
back in the day. But I couldn't find anyone who played that one. So I was thinking about getting that and dipping into it. But yeah, no, I'm having a blast now. But yeah, that's my background. I'm total nerd.
Oh no, that's cool. It was very similar for me. My friend, his older brother was playing with his friends, and we nagged them enough to let us play, and that's the same with me. So that's how we got started. It was a little bit late to the game because this started with chainmail, like what 72, 74, something like that.
That's kind of interesting too, because like. So I was saying, mention my cousins. Well, they used to go out to Lake Geneva, and during the summertime, they had close to Lake Geneva, they had a house on the lake up there, and so they were introduced to the role playing, scene way back then. And I remember also going up to Lake Geneva in the late '70s to TSR's store, and just being gobsmacked by all the stuff in there. The miniatures just blew me away. The dioramas that they had for the stuff was really freaking cool.
Yeah, no,
I was going to try and find some old pictures of that online, but I can't find these interior shots. There's a lot of shots of what the building from the outside. But.
Right. Well, the thing is was really interesting if you look back at the history of it. TSR, or Gygax and Arnson, their little baby, it went from nothing to just international stardom, like in record time, dude. It's really shocking how quickly that became a thing, became in people's standard game that a lot of people had. Animation was made, movie hating on it. I mean, it was just the rise to fame is insanely quick. It's kind of like Marvel, right? Marvel just came out of nowhere and just boom, right? But it was so fast. I mean, really, it went from total obscurity to convention playing, and to being international within just a couple of years. Yeah, no, it was really fast. Yeah. Well, how about you, Eric? Did you ever play a tabletop game?
I always want to play Dungeons and Dragons, but to be honest with you, I was such a nerd. I didn't have many friends and didn't know anyone that played it, so I never got to play. The closest thing I got to tabletop was probably when my son was in his early teens. He wanted HeroScape.
Oh yeah.
So I bought that for him, bought him all the expansion packs, and we would play that. I don't know, every other weekend or so. Build up all the tiles and the terrain and stuff. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, no, that's a great game. The problem is it takes up so much space and it's so expensive, dude.
Oh, it is. It takes up a ton of space.
Yeah, but it is fun.
He's got like 2 giant chests now full of pieces he still has in place.
Did you have the superhero sets?
No, did not have those. Now my son from HeroScape, he went into Dungeons and Dragons, and he lives up in Michigan now, and He has a group of guys he plays with, and he's the dungeon master for them.
Oh, so HeroScape was a entry drug. That's nice.
Yeah, it was a gateway for him. So
Gateway,
yeah,
yeah.
it would be fun. I've drawn people's characters for them, for commissions and stuff. But never knew anyone that really played, so I had to miss out.
Well,
Had to play by myself.
Talking about commissions, though, I was in the RPGA. I guess I still am technically, but I was in the RPGA, and there was a few guys who made some pretty good bank off of just drawing D&D characters, dude.
Oh yeah, I think you can really. I mean, a lot of people would like, they like seeing their characters fleshed out.
Yeah, that's cool. And now Slick, of course, is playing a game with us right now, but Slick also has experience from the '80s as well, don't you?
Yeah, I did. I played when, about the same time you were playing. I was trying to play with these two guys that lived across the street, and they were older than I would, and they were always playing like Kiss and like AC/DC and Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
And you'd go into the Perry's house, and they'd be playing D&D, and they never wanted to let us play. So if people knew the time in the 70s and early 80s, there were kids all over where I live. Like, I'm serious. There were like 200 kids in like a 2.5 block neighborhood.
Yeah.
There's so many children, and so a lot of us in a certain age wanted to play D&D at that point when we were, still preteen, and we'd get on our bikes, we'd strap on cardboard with duct tape and find a helmet or a pot or something, get a trash can lid, a dowel, or a tennis ball in a like a nylon, and make it a flail. And we'd go jousting against each other in these dirt holes that were behind the Perry's house.
Nice.
That was my introduction to what would become known as LARPing.
Yes.
And then they watched us out the back, and they were just like, "Okay, fine, we'll let you come in and we'll let you play." And we sucked because we're preteens and they were early teens, but they kind of let us know what's going on. And then after that, for about 3 years, I begged, borrowed, stealed, picked apples, rototillered, mowed lawns, threw papers to get enough money to get modules and books and dice. And I did that for about 3 years until I discovered girls. And that was about not discovered girls, but discovered the
Fell
secret.
into one.
Yeah, discovered the secret about how to woo them properly. And I tried to bring one to
I discovered the lost land of vagina.
Right.
Her name was Margot, and she only cost $100.
Tried to bring her to the game, the one that I was with at the time, and that didn't work. And then I started playing football, and kind of went to the wayside. And as soon as I got my driver's license, that was pretty much it. Like,
right.
And it wasn't until this game with you guys, the last one you DM'd, that I hadn't played in years, but I played pretty much 3 years straight, from about 10 and a half till 14ish, somewhere in there.
No, that's cool, and a lot of people do that. I just kind of juggled both worlds, I guess. But that's a very common story.
I was in ballroom dance. I was going out and singing, and there were just other things I was involved in.
Sure.
And one of them had to be cut, so that was that.
Oh no! I think you cut the wrong one. But cool. All right.
No,
cool.
ballroom dance. Oh, dude, man, you have no idea.
I bet it's fun.
Was fertile ground right there. If you know
I
what I mean.
I bet it is. Yeah. Pretty healthy ladies. Nice. Sweet. I was a football player, so I kind of just played around with the cheerleaders. But
football player too.
Yeah. The cheerleaders are there for a reason. I mean, let's not waste the resource. GOP.
Yeah.
Well, you're a bit younger than the rest of us, but what's your story?
True. I never got a chance to get into D&D when I was young. Even though for me it would have been like perfect, just because how I think, But yeah, I only got a chance to play it maybe 3-4 years ago, something like that. Because like before that, when I was growing up, it was like number one on my my mom's of the devil list, you know. So it was one of those sort of households. So yeah,
You were Bobby Boucher.
yeah, no, basically it was my mom was basically Kathy Bates' character in Waterboy. That was basically
I'm so glad you survived it. Do you
Right.
have a hot, sexy
Right.
girlfriend that
Right.
everybody wants to bang?
Not currently, no.
Because she
Sadly,
cut a
but
bitch, that's for sure.
that's true. But yeah, no, I started playing and I just almost immediately really got into it. And that campaign fell apart, and then I just didn't get a chance to play for a while, you know. So, but I was at that campaign for a while.
Well,
Before
I'm
everyone
glad
stopped
you're
going.
here with us, but I got to ask the question. How are you enjoying it now?
Oh, I love it. It's absolutely a blast. It was just a hard time where I live finding other people to play. You know.
I see. Well, we got the internet now, and I'm really kind of wish I had not waited as long as I did. But here I am. I do have a question though. Since you brought it up, I mean it's your fault. So
Yeah, true.
Feruza Balk, Vicky Valancourt, why exactly do you just naturally just want to ride her as hard as frickin' possible? What is it about that girl, man?
She's
I
a
don't
dirty
know.
girl.
I don't know. It's one of life's great mysteries.
I guess.
Well,
Really.
I think it's because she likes Bobby Boucher, who isn't your typical, alpha male, but she sees the potential, and so she's there. She's waiting for it to come out, and every guy likes that.
Now I'm
True that.
looking here. No, she's still alive. Okay, good. Because some seems as if no, it looks like there was a rumor she was dead. I mean, damn, dude, this girl. She was in Witchcraft
Always a
too.
rumor that
Yeah, she was in that one.
Yeah.
American History X too.
American. Yeah, she's been in some fun movies, man. She didn't age well. I won't show you the picture. I don't want to disappoint you or take away your ideas, but I don't know, something about her, man. She just had that, damn. Anyway, cool. No pictures. I'm not going to get distracted. But all right, GOP. Now, Todd here thinks we're a bunch of damn nerds, so I'm sure he has no role playing experience at all.
I don't, and I probably would do it. I wouldn't do it this way, the way you guys do it. I've sat in these, and it seems like something where you could drink and have fun, and just a different version of almost like getting together for poker without the competitiveness. Where you're all kind of working for the same thing. So I think I would like it, but I don't think I could get into it virtually.
I see. No, I understand. I get you. I'm from New England too. I get I've been around plenty of Italians. I know how you peoples are. It's all right. It's okay. Yeah, don't worry about it. But we're going to be talking about video games, and I know you like those. Thundero, sir, whose camp are you in? Our camp, or are you with Todd? Are we just a bunch of damn nerds?
Oh, yeah. I'm in both camps.
Okay.
Everybody.
You're a straddler. All right, fine.
No, it's a bridge I've never crossed. The offer still stands when you guys are done with your current one that you're doing. If you do one based on pro wrestling, I'll do it with you. Other than that, I have no interest. I just can't. It's too much. There's only a certain level of nerdery I can take, and that's just that just pins the needle way over.
It seems to be it seems to be the ultra nerddom is tabletop gaming, which I don't know why. Why is that, guys? Why is it that's the nerdiest of all nerdy things?
That's the thing, though.
Nerds.
That's really not anymore. It's hugely popular.
It is.
It's incredibly popular. It is breaking sales records. That D&D is just massive, though.
The two guys I told you about, in their group, they're freaking metalheads, like total metalheads. They were not nerds, and they just like the game. They like the idea of this badassery, and they played it that way. And they didn't play like we're not. There was no foofery that I don't think they ever played a halfling ever. They were always playing, barbarians and shit.
Poor GOP. But yeah, no. It's kind of perfect for the male mind. You're sitting down socializing, which is good, which we like. And it's also very mechanical and mathematical, right? It has these
Yeah.
factors, and these are things that the male mind just instinctively likes. And in modern time, they've turned it into something slightly different. And therefore, you get a lot of these progressive, type of, feminist SJW types that are playing it too, which I think is great. Now they play the game very different than we would. Of course, it's more about. That's why so many of these diceless editions of role-playing games have come out because it's for them, right? They don't want to roll dice. They just want to sit and talk about the things they like in in an imaginative way, I guess. So it has changed. I would say that the current fifth edition of Dungeons and Dragons, it's pretty, but its production rate has been dropped through the floor. They just don't want to make any product for it. I don't know what the problem with them is, but something has changed with that, and it's really not well written. It's mechanically okay. It's kind of like it should be called basic D&D is what I think. It's been dumbed down so much, but it's really not well written. And there's a few progressive things in there that are a little bit irksome. The one that pisses me off the most is they have taken Oberon, the king of the fairy court, right? Oberon. And they've turned him into an off and on consort of Queen Titania of the Summer Court. Really? Really? And that's one of the
Yeah.
problems. Every damn hobby we have has been invaded, but oh well. But I do think it's a good
Orcs are racist.
that and orcs are
Make
racist.
sure you know that.
Make
Orcs
sure
are
you know
racist.
that. But I think it is a good
orcs are
introductory thing.
And
Yeah.
the,
But
what was the alignment system is racist too now.
what is?
It's all racist. The alignment system is racist too now.
Oh, they've dropped the
It-
fifth edition. Basically, dropped it. They don't use it anymore. But
It's
it's a guideline.
Kind
Is
of
what
there,
it
but
is.
not really.
Yeah, yeah. But with that question said, though, what is your favorite character race then? For those of you guys who know what that is,
Hmm.
what do you think, Bill?
My current one, Goliath.
You like the Goliath, and that's a very new character class.
Well,
That's
I
only
like the
been around.
tiefling, but I mean the ones I used to play, I liked an elf and I liked the human.
Sure.
Those are the back in the day, you know.
Yeah.
I never
Tiefling's
was
new,
one to
too.
play. I never was one to play a halfling. Just wasn't. And
Wow. Why all the hate for the
yeah,
halflings?
dwarfs, and I never was one to play a dwarf either.
I love my halfling.
Yeah, they're fun,
do.
dude. They're troublesome. Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
But I had a halfling GOP years and years ago. God, it was so long ago. But that halfling character I made kind of out of spite in a way, because we went and we had to the DM had us go and prepare all our characters beforehand because he didn't want to waste time at the table. So just bring your characters and we'll go. All right, cool. And everyone showed up with a normal character, except for one guy because he's that typical power gamer, and he had 3 18s on his sheet. Right, and this is back in the day when it was very hard to get an 18 at all. We were like, "Oh man, come on!" He's like, "No, I rolled it. I rolled it. I rolled it. I did. I rolled it." Right. But it pissed me off because obviously he didn't. He's just lying. So I made a halfling character which had negatives in the old system, right? And I gave him 8 in every stat. I didn't bother to roll. I just asked the DM. But that character became one of the most powerful characters I've ever played in my life. I actually took him through the immortal system in the old D&D, and he became a god, a halfling, and he was badass, man. I would tear the hell out of everything.
And he still only had 8s. It was amazing.
He still only had 8s. Yeah, because we didn't have a way to increase stats back in those days, right?
Well, you play around with stuff, but I mean, no.
You know,
There's magic
it would be
items.
funny if-
Would always
Hey, I'm
appreciate
gonna
that.
give the link to Marsupio because he's a big gamer.
Oh,
So if he
whatever. Go
comes, he
ahead.
comes.
Yeah, we're just talking about it. What about you, Bill? What was your favorite character race?
I don't really have one. I just like experimenting different ones. I like the original style of the elves, where they're just kind of like magical beings with that's just innately part of them.
Oh,
so
the
they're
first edition,
yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I'm more of a classist. instead of racist. So
I see your
I
favorite
have,
class.
I have
Well,
favorite classes, but not so much of races.
So
I
what's
mean,
your-
there's races I can't stand. Like, I think gnomes are fucking worthless.
Oh
honestly.
God, they get the NF bomb for the gnomes. Jeez.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It's
no,
any character that any race that I play is like
I
everyone's like,
know,
I hate
right?
that.
Right?
no.
So what
I'm
class
just
do you
kidding.
like then,
I'm just
Bill? What's your
kidding.
favorite class?
I like paladins. I like the whole, heavy battle with healing. Like the whole tank, idea was invented in D&D, pretty much.
Of
The
course,
guy who
yeah.
just keep on going and going and going. So I always enjoyed that. And then I like magic users, and I love the old style where you started off with nothing. You were just a meat puppet until, you got to like third or fourth level, and then you just started unloading. And you just had incredible power. That was pretty cool. But
Sorry.
yeah, just some of the newer classes I don't really know, and I say they're newer to me, but they've probably been around for a while. But like the warlock, I don't know. I don't see the appeal because like you start good and then you're done. It's like they don't stack fast. I mean, they stack fast, but then they just burn out
Yeah,
quickly.
no. That's the thing with this character I'm playing right now. This what is the damn character I'm playing now? Dr. Zero.
Yeah,
What is he?
Christopher.
Yeah,
He's
man.
an artificer.
An artificer. Yeah. Those things are way front loaded, man. But me personally, I love dwarves and I love fighters. A dwarf fighter in heavy armor and a shield is just the perfect thing for me. I love it.
Oh yeah, that's a fun one too. I like dwarf clerics, man. Those guys are always a blast.
Mhm.
But and then I guess I like the standard tropes because they work so well. A halfling thief is just a blast, man. You can never catch the little bugger.
Oh yeah, that's true.
They're great.
How about you, Slick? What's your favorite class?
Well, like I said, I used to just love being a fighter or a magic user. Those were kind of my two go-tos. I didn't really care for being a cleric all that much back in the day. Now, I don't know. I'm much more drawn now to the idea of home brewing things. Like, I mess around. My characters lately have not been um, your standard stuff. I like making an individual, very detailed background. It appeals to my creator writer kind of mentality.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
as opposed to just letting the dice speak, I like to craft my character and insert my character into a game and play him how I want to play him.
You do. That's true. You're very stubborn about that. But in a way, that's admirable as well. Yeah. But now let me shift the conversation a little bit because not everybody here can be part of this conversation. So let me keep the conversation kind of in what we're doing, but moving into the video game realm. Now, me personally, I love MMOs. That's I mean, I'll play other games. I've played many games in my life, but I'm an MMO guy, and I always make the damn dwarf fighter, the tank. That's just what I usually end up playing, if I can. But now, Eric, are you a video game guy?
Yeah, I used to play quite a bit. I don't play as much as I used to, but there's a lot of first-person shooters and sports games, and Final Fantasy every once in a while, stuff like that most of the time.
Are you a Madden king?
I used to play Madden, yeah.
Yeah, I was making a joke. That's okay.
I'd play that quite a bit. And I had a couple
yeah,
friends.
So did I. Yeah.
This is before online. They'd come over and we'd play seasons together.
Yeah, no, we used to do it all the time. Yeah. What was that, GOP?
I got your joke.
Thank you. At least someone did. But no, we used to go over to hang out at friends' houses, and you have a ton of people in there drinking and just playing Madden. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. For sure. How about you, Todd? You ever played a video game in your life?
A lot. A lot.
Like, for instance?
I just like a year and a half ago I played a year of Rainbow Six Siege.
Oh, really? Yeah, my son likes that game. My son plays that game. Yeah. He's got a squad, I guess.
Yeah. You get team members.
Hey, baby.
The other.
What tournament didn't Set do some kind of Rainbow Siege tournament or something? Oh, gee. Okay. Sorry. Go ahead. Keep making your zucchini bread. Yeah. No, I'm pretty sure my son was in some league or something with that. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I know he
I
was. I know
also
about
like
Splatoon. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I started out with the NES. I had a I don't know. No one here is gonna remember what a Vectrex was, but it was a whole console TV and all. I think I had that before the NES, and then I had whatever came after and stuff like that. But then I stopped for a number of years until I was probably 26, and then I got a PlayStation, right? And the
Oh,
first game I
PlayStation. Yeah.
got was like Laura Croft, Tomb Raider, and Soul Reaver was my jam.
Pixelated
So I played a
chesticles.
lot of Soul Reaver.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's that?
Pixelated chesticles. Does
Yeah.
that need more
Oh, I
explanation?
know
I
what
don't
you're
know.
No, okay, I got you.
Okay.
But
Thank
yeah,
you.
Soul Reaver was a good game. I play a lot of sports games, but as you know, in the last 5 years, it's mostly shooting games, war games and stuff like that.
Well, most of my video, I mean, I played them as a kid, of course, but most of my video gaming experience came after in the late 90s actually and on, because from like 86 to 95 about, I was out doing music, working. I just didn't play video games. I hardly watched TV. I would find time to do some D&D stuff, but yeah, no, it was. I really missed like a decade of stuff, and when I came back, I got this Saturn. What was it? Sega Saturn, and everyone was like, "Why'd you buy
Big
that? Why
Saturn.
didn't you get the
Mhm.
PlayStation?" I'm like, "What's PlayStation?" So that's about my life. But now, Thunder, I know you've been patiently waiting. Please dazzle us with the video game knowledge.
What would you like me to dazzle you with, Chester? What
MMOs,
specifically?
MMOs.
Give me MMO.
Yeah, because
It's funny.
Eric wanted to
Because
talk about those stupid FPSs. It's stupid.
it's funny because I actually just started playing an MMO again. I've actually resubbed to fucking World of Warcraft,
Ah,
and I've been playing
classic.
it because I've got nothing else to do while this quarantine was going on. So I've been playing that. They have this like special buff they've got going for 100% increased experience until the new expansion comes out because of
Oh.
the COVID stuff. So that's been interesting. Let's see, what other MMOs have I played? I played WoW on off and on ever since it came out, pretty much. I have tried a couple other ones. I played Guild Wars for about 6 months or so before I got bored of it. I've tried a few others, but nothing's ever really grabbed me like WoW did back in like 2010 was when I was really on it. Like I was on it all the time. Um, yeah, that's pretty much my ins and outs with them. I'm trying to think. I know I've tried Elder Scrolls Online, but that was when I was actually in the beta for that.
Oh yeah.
And so that was like super early days, and it was terrible. It was
It
so
was
bad.
it was bad, yeah.
But now I guess it's really good. I haven't tried it since. Um, and then let's see, Star Wars: The Old Republic, which is still going, and is actually every now and again, maybe once or twice a year, I'll re-download it and pick a character and play through the story. That's pretty good. I like it. It's not really an MMO anymore. At least last time I played it, it wasn't. It's more of a single player game with MMO elements like marketplaces and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's pretty much lost a lot of its MMO-ness. There's still people who do the MMO stuff, but the community's not really big like it used to, like it was for about a year there before people gave up on it.
Yeah.
Um, I'm trying to think of another one. Way back in the day, I played a little bit of RuneScape, not much.
Sure.
That game is one of the games that just will not die.
No.
Yeah, there's more too. Warhammer Online. I played that for a long time before they shut it down. That game was great. I miss that game all the time. It was so much fun. Yeah, that's about it. That's probably about it with the MMOs for me.
Well, this was supposed to be a big MMO year, but a lot of it pushed back, like everything else has been pushed back.
Yeah.
So later in the year or early next year, we're going to get just hammered with a lot of big time MMOs, and I hope some of them really are really good. Because of course, Bless Online was a huge disappointment. Black Desert it's fun, but they just went completely pay to win, and it just ticked the whole community off. But for me. Some of my favorite MMOs that I've played, you name an MMO, I've played it.
Mhm.
But my favorite of all time are actually a couple of oldish ones. Not as quite as old as EverQuest or RuneScape, of course. Those are like some of the early ones, Dagger Falls. But for me, it is the original Dungeons and Dragons Online. It still looks great, even after all these years. That's over
Yeah,
a decade old, man. That thing still looks beautiful.
played
And
that too.
yeah, it's really a lot of fun. It was well done, and it's one of the few D&D games that actually feels like D&D, oddly. But the other one, and I think the most epic one of all time, and it's still going on, dude, is Lord of the Rings Online. That thing was awesome. It was
Yeah,
really
I've been
well
on
done.
both of those servers, and they're pretty awesome. I mean, that was a fun game. The population wasn't that big, I'm sure, as it was, when it first came out. But
Yeah.
the one that I played the most was DC Universe Online.
Oh yeah, DC Universe.
DC
I played
Universe.
Yeah, I
it,
was.
I just forget about it.
I beta tested. I beta tested that, and I still had the same character from that. So what? We're going on like almost 10 years. No, when did that come out? Like
Oh, quite a
8 or
while
9.
10
ago.
years ago.
That
Yeah,
was a
about 10.
Yeah,
succession because we had City of Heroes, which was epic game. It's still one of my
yeah.
favorite
Oh yeah.
superhero games.
Mhm.
Those guys moved because the Chinese or Koreans bought it, Nexon, right? They moved over. They made Champions Online, which I beta tested on that one, and I still have a lifetime
There you go.
membership to that. Then they moved from Champions onto DC Universe. So the same guys who were in development of City of Heroes eventually were the guys who made DC Universe. Now, I think DC Universe is beautiful, but it's not as cool as City of Heroes. No one has been able to catch that lightning in a bottle, dude. Um,
Yeah.
uh, but keep in mind, the end of this year, beginning of next year, there are 3 superhero games coming that are trying to emulate City of Heroes. So City of Titans looks the most interesting to me. But who here played City of Titans just offhand?
You mean
City
City
of
of
Titans or
Heroes?
I
City
mean,
Heroes?
City of Heroes.
I,
Sorry.
I, I did both City
Oh
of Heroes
yeah,
and City of Villains.
Yeah,
That was awesome. Those were really good.
they're really good.
I've
Yeah.
always wondered why really the last one of any merit that I can think of, maybe I'm misforgetting one, that came out where you could create your own hero and build their whole backstory and everything, DC Universe Online. And I just don't know why it's never been attempted since then, because that game's successful, it's still going, so it must be making money. And I just don't understand. There's definitely a market there, especially with City of Heroes. It looks like there's a few games coming out to try and fill that demand.
Yeah.
Hopefully, they you know they're good, and they have one of the things that those games had was a very well, at the time, a very good character creator. Like you
A
could
great,
really
yeah, great
make
one.
a character. Yeah,
Yeah.
compared to
Mhm.
now, which some of the games are just insane what you can do with these characters. So
But
I
they
think it
don't.
would be
But they're still not
pretty
as good
cool.
though, dude. In
No, they're
in
not. They
in
don't
some
have
ways,
they don't
yeah,
have the same spirit, and that's
yeah,
really all it is. That's what it comes. A game is a living thing, like an MMO, especially. Like it's got a spirit to it, and if that spirit isn't there, isn't fun, isn't engaging, it just dies. It dies very
yeah.
quickly. Nobody wants to log in. Why would you if you're not
Well,
having fun?
as far as character creators go, outside of wrestling games, which have some of the best character creators you'll ever find,
Mhm.
but outside of those, actually, Champions Online has the best character creator, I think. Although Titan, City of Titans, is intriguing because they look like they're going to let you do any body shape you want, and that's been one of the problems. Like DC Universe, it's a beautiful game, but you're locked into certain body types. You really can't adjust it very much. I want something where I can make any kind of physicality that I want, and Champions allows you to do that, but it still has that cartoony look. Hopefully, Titans looks like it's a little bit more realistic, so we have to wait and see on that. But
Body positive bugbear right
a
here.
bit
There
body
he is.
positive bugbear, man. But I mean, I love Marsupial. Finally got in here. How you doing, Marsupial?
Good. How are you?
I'm great, man. We're talking gaming, dude. Isn't that
I know.
exciting? Yeah.
I've been talking nonstop in the chat.
Oh, have you? So what do you got to say, dude? Go ahead. Let it out.
Well, what specifically?
Well, right now we're talking about MMOs.
Well, I used to play World of Warcraft. It got way too complicated, and I got sick of it, and it just took up too much of my time. So I don't play that anymore. But I got started in MMOs with Ultima Online
Oh, Ultima.
way back
Oh,
in
wow. I haven't thought of that forever,
yeah.
dude.
back in 1998. I'm an Ultima freak. I mean, you can ask me anything about any Ultima game. So
Well, dude, they keep threatening to bring it back, but they don't.
yeah, but it's owned by EA now, right?
Something I'm
So
not sure.
Everything is.
Everything
Yeah,
is,
yes.
but no, they keep talking about bringing Ultima back. They were planning on bringing Evercrest back, but it got they got defunded because the overriding company went bankrupt or something like that. And it's too bad because
Well,
it looked like they were going to actually put something cool out.
Ultima without Richard Garriott, though, I just can't imagine it. I can't imagine that it'll be any good. I mean, he came out with a crowdfunded game, Shroud of the Avatar,
Yeah,
that is pretty awesome. I mean,
Yeah.
and he made millions on Kickstarter with that, and that's sort of the Ultima, spiritual successor right now.
sure.
But I'd love for them to get back into. In fact, I was just tweeting about it earlier today, just coincidentally. Get back into the lore and go back into Mondain, Minax, and Exodus and explore that lore a bit more. That would be awesome.
Well, since you brought that up, talking about specific creators, well, I guess then we're gonna have to talk about Kojima.
Oh, Kojima-san.
Well, now the problem is, I live over in a country where if I were to say anything even slightly negative about Mr. Kojima, I'm sure the ninjas would come out of the shadows instantly. So I love Kojima. I love him. Everyone who's listening, he is amazing and awesome. No, it's a freaking cult, dude. Kojima is a freaking
it's
cult, dude.
pretty bad over here in some places too. I do love Kojima, but not to that level. I think he's great. I think his ego got a little big for his britches there, and he made a silly game. But other than that, every other game he's ever made that I've played, I loved. I
It's
had no
buggy.
complaint.
Yeah. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I thought you were going to say it was buggy. No. Okay. But
Well, yeah, I mean, it's not engaging for most people. You're walking around. Okay,
that's true.
that's
true.
what I'm doing. Yep,
Yeah.
doing mostly that. Oh, okay. That's the breadth and the width of the gameplay for the most part. There's some variation, but it's pretty much just that. You just walk from one place to the other.
Sure. Well,
Or drive or
Kojima is
whatever.
spectacularly weird, in a
Yes.
good way, and I think that's his best trait. Anybody here have any comments on Mr. Kojima? Wow.
No.
Silence.
I'm ignorant American, round eye. I don't know nothing.
I'm not a gamer
Yeah.
in that way.
Round
Metal
eye.
Gear, right?
Metal Gear. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, that's
Right.
right.
Oh yeah.
I
What about
still
a-
say,
Yeah, I love the Metal Gear
Metal Gear
games.
is
I
pretty
still
cool.
say his best game is Zone of the Enders, though. It's just not the top.
Yeah.
I
Now-
love Zone of the Enders. The first two Zone of the Enders games are fun. I don't know if they've made another one, but those 1 and 2
No, the Ender
so
games
much
are
fun.
good.
They're mech battle games. Oh,
Yeah.
they haven't made a good mech battle game in so long that I would kill for a Zone of the Enders. I hope he
Well,
can.
the
make-
new Mech Warriors came out last year, and it doesn't look that bad.
Yeah, but it's not the same as Zone of the Enders. Like Zone of the Enders is like anime mech fighting. Like
Yeah,
it's
no, that's true.
really fast paced, super just like boom, 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 big explosions everywhere. Like it's just not been, to my knowledge. Like I could be wrong, I have no idea. But to my knowledge, I haven't seen anyone go for that style of gameplay with a mech game since him.
No, the BattleTech stuff, where into the Mech Warrior, and Mech Warrior has kind of taken over that genre. That's true. Now, the whole time we've been sitting here chatting, Todd's been very quiet, of course, but I have not. It has not gone unnoticed what you were drawing, Todd. Would you like to elaborate, please? I'm going to white box you. I'm white boxing Todd. It's happening.
That's what I was going to say. Let's talk about what Todd's drawing.
Yes. Yeah. What are you doing,
Sure,
Todd?
you picked up. You like what I'm drawing, huh?
No. Is there a puppy
It's
dog
I'm
pulling
doing
at
the
something?
old. It's gonna be an alligator, so I'm doing a version of the copper tone
Yeah, a puppet.
ad, which when I went looking for it, when you're a kid and you see that, no big deal, but you'd never get away with that ad now. That was straight up child pornography,
Was it?
and it would just get. Oh my god, it was bad.
No, it wasn't.
So, oh, she was topless, the little girl.
So what? She's a little girl. You see?
Yeah, I get it, but you wouldn't get away with that now.
Yeah.
You're
No.
pretty
That's not a good thing though. That's a bad thing, because a
Right.
little girl, little boy, they're little, they're children. It's kind of like you hear those stories of people getting their photos developed, and then the cops coming knocking on the door because they had pictures of their kids in the bathtub, and it's like, yeah, of course they did. Doesn't every parent have a picture of their kid in the bathtub because it's freaking cute?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Soap on their head, it's cute.
Yeah,
Right?
unfortunately, our society has sexualized even children. It's
Yeah,
a
it's
shame.
ridiculous. Yeah, it's nonsense. But anyway, this is not a child, obviously.
Right, and this is the had 3 poses on here, and then I got rid of. I wanted this one because it's like juxtaposition.
Mhm.
You know, she's really twisted, and so I wanted to see if I could pull this one off because it would be the harder one and the one I like the most. So you know, the only problem I was having was maybe this her left foot, but I think I got it right. You know, I worked on it, worked on it, worked on it,
Wasn't
and
I'm just thinking about what you had said a moment ago, but wasn't there this for the older guys in here? Wasn't there some raisin brand that had a little girl on it and a little sun hat and just the little bottoms but no top, like a little girl. She was like 4 or 5, just a little like a baby girl, just above
So,
toddler. Wasn't there one like that
so
with the raisins?
I
oh,
don't
I
think
don't
it was a
know.
little girl. She was a woman.
No, it was a little girl. It was a little
Okay, well
girl,
then I'm thinking
a
of something
topless
else.
little girl. It was cute, and I'm pretty sure it was raisins.
What color was the box? Do you remember?
No, I remember
Purple?
her bonnet was like yellow, I think, as was
This is
her
a really weird
bottoms.
section for our conversation to go into.
Well, no, it
just
just
so
came
I
into my head because it's so stupid. It's just a kid,
Are you thinking
know.
Sunmaid? Because there's like a
Yeah.
older woman on Sunmaid.
No, it's a kid, a little cartoony kid. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I just came into my head because back
I
in
don't
those
know.
days, we didn't sexualize children. It's just a kid.
Yeah, nobody ever said anything about the copper tone ad. It was just some
Because it
kid
wasn't
holding a dog.
sexualized. It was cute.
No,
Yeah.
just cute. And everybody, when I was a kid, everybody had pictures of the kids in the tub.
Of course.
I mean, like everybody did. I mean, I have a picture of me as a little tiny kid, in a tub.
Of course. Yeah.
And now everybody's like, "Oh my God, that's child pornography."
No, it's not. These idiots. There's a lot of idiots in the world today, Slick. Lots of idiots.
You
Anyway,
think?
no, Japan doesn't have these issues. But then again, in Asia, of course, you have the rare individual who's just an evil bastard, right? But Asia doesn't have the weird preoccupations that the West does do these days. Asia doesn't do that. Thank goodness. I mean, who knows? Maybe they will eventually. But we don't have that. And same thing. Another thing we talked about on the show was, about the sexualization of things. That obviously the elite in the West have a long history of pedophilia. There's something going on, and I think there's reasons for it. But in Asia, they just don't have it, so it's different. Oh, you found a Kylie Minogue. Oh, I don't know what the hell that is. GOP, your
The GQ
version,
magazine.
your version isn't as good.
Oh,
my version.
Oh,
Oh no, I meant marsupial. Find the little girl one. That was cute. This one is I don't know who this
oh,
lady
I
is.
can bring it in here. Hold on.
Who is this lady you were
I can
looking
bring
at
it
there,
in here.
marsupial?
I don't know. Someone in GQ.
Some GQ thing. I've never read a GQ.
Here's
You got-
You shouldn't.
here's the ad.
Yeah, the little cute kid.
postcard.
Yeah.
Yeah, the old copper tone ad.
Don't be a pale face, huh?
Oh,
Oh,
my
I
God.
get it. I get it.
Oh, that's
Awesome.
You never get away with that.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
cute. Yay!
God, I love
That's awesome. But
So wrong.
no, it's not. Why is it wrong? It's just a
No,
cute
it's
little
fine.
kid.
It's just
People. Yeah. But the interesting thing.
So yeah, mine.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, no.
Mine's gonna be an alligator instead of a dog.
Yeah, which is
makes
the dog is cute though. I don't know how cute the alligator is going to be, but we'll see. We'll see. But anyway, go
You're
ahead.
not going to be
JP.
looking at the alligator.
Probably not. That's true. But let's get back to video games. Now, of course, we talk about MMOs. Well, how about you, Marsupia? What's your favorite type of game?
Well, it's hard to say. When I was younger, it was definitely role playing games. So I was obsessed, obviously, with Ultima, but also all of the D&D SSI games, Champions of Kryn, and Pool of Radiance, and all those. Oh, and Final Fantasy.
Might and Magic, the early ones.
I never got into Might and Magic for some
I
reason.
like those. Yeah.
But
Yeah, I remember playing that
definitely
one.
Eye of the Beholder and
Oh, yeah,
Final
yeah.
Fantasy 1 through 6, at least, I think, were
Yeah.
my favorites.
Neverwinter, Baldur's Gate. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Now,
oh yeah.
now the
But
thing is that
nowadays I don't have the patience for it anymore. So I'm more into sort of the action adventure type, Zelda games and those sorts of things.
well, I think a lot of the modern games that call themselves role-playing games have kind of forgot what a role-playing game is. Because they don't really feel like role-playing games at all. I don't feel like I'm actually building a character. I don't feel like I'm doing anything other than set collection or something.
Recently, the
Yeah,
game that I played, that last one that I've played, that felt like just like a more traditional style RPG was Greedfall.
yeah. See, I haven't
Because
played that.
skills actually do matter. You actually can't do things unless you have like vigor or lock picking or whatever. You literally have to have those in order to progress. And there's different classes which you can fiddle around with at your leisure, but you start off in one of three classes and then you can customize it from there if you want. But yeah, it's very classic RPG. It's very BioWare style, um, and it's really good. I sing the praises of that game all the time. It was a cheap. It's like a double A title. It's not technically triple A because it's a small studio that made it, but it's good. It's real good. It holds up graphically to most games. There's not too many bugs or anything. I truly, if you're looking for an RPG like experience that has good storytelling and isn't afraid to be a game about colonialism, uh, that's your game. It's really good.
Yeah,
I kind of find it now where like most of like the smaller publishers are do a better job than, or I mean, like on average, I almost feel like companies that aren't the super massive ones tend to make better games.
Well,
no,
there's a
that's
reason
true.
for that. A lot of
Yeah,
that has to do with those super massive ones have people in them with major agendas that they want to push.
Yeah.
yeah.
And
It's
those agendas
unfortunate.
make a good game. So the smaller guys are more focused on quality because they have to be. They don't have the
hmm
marketing budgets and the name brand recognition, so
Yeah,
they have
like
to just make.
Larian Studios, right? Good example, right? Yeah,
Look, right, the best example, CD Projekt Red. They were a small
yep,
studio, and now they're
that's true.
huge because
Yeah.
it's about such quality.
Well, Devilish Borden in the chat, he's talking about the Grawl games. Did you guys ever play the Grawl Classic? It's like a cutesy little RPG game.
Mm,
No, it's cute.
I haven't.
Graal, Graal. I thought it was a cute game. It's interesting he mentioned that. But there are so many damn games, that it's hard to keep up with what you have played and what you liked. Although I have to say, the Divinity, Original Sin 2, which I played, and of course those guys are making the new Baldur's Gate, which looks great. That's got to be one of the best role-playing games I played in quite a while. It really is amazing. But once again, it's not a true role playing game. And this is the problem, the reason why I mainly play MMOs. Because for me, I want to make my character, I want to create it, what it looks like, and I want to take hours doing it because it's fun. And then I want to be able to actually go into a world where my actions matter. I want to have to
Mm.
build my character up. I want to earn it, etc., etc. It's hard to find a game like that these days, dude. And it's a little bit disappointing. But I got my fingers crossed for Pantheon because that one looks like it's the people making that feel the same as I do.
Well, what do you think of Skyrim? And
Mm.
are you excited about the next one?
Well, I'll check it out. I played, of course, I played Morrowind. I played, see, Daggerfall a little bit. I think that, yeah, Daggerfall, Morrowind. I played a lot of Oblivion, and of course, I've played Skyrim. And even though I don't know, what can I say? There's really good things about the Elder Scrolls series. They do tend to be kind of buggy. but there are
Okay.
Yeah.
there's some good things. But I think the problem, and maybe this is just personal, but the one thing I never liked about the Elder Scroll games, I don't like the aesthetic. I think they're
Mm.
ugly as hell, dude.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, that was
That engine they use is so out. It was outdated 10 years ago, and they still use it. It's the same
Yeah.
engine. It's
Yeah, but
ridiculous.
it's just everything in it too. Even the design style, it's alien and weird, and I don't know. It's
Mm.
just I just never liked it. But yeah, I play them. I play them because there's good elements there,
that's
and
why
you
there's
can,
mods.
and
You
that
know.
there are mods. You're right. No, there are. There's some really good ones. The last time I played Elder Scrolls was probably 2 years ago, 3 years maybe, and there was a mod that I was running that made it was only one mod. I can't remember the name of it offhand, but it made it like reskinned the entire world,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
And it
Yeah,
was
texture mod.
a texture mod, and it was really pretty. I imagine that 2 3 years later there must be so much more now. Booster,
Oh yeah.
Booster,
Oh, hey, how we doing? I'm here. I
Booster.
made it. I just woke up.
did you just wake up? Well, we're talking about video games, sir.
I heard I like video games. You know I like video
I
games.
know
Let's
you
go.
do.
Let's
You were
party,
playing
baby.
Borderlands
Yeah.
3. What do you think about
I
Borderlands
am
3?
playing. It's fun SJW garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
kind of
can.
what it is, right?
Yeah. So that's the thing, right? If it's in comic books or movies, right, which is purely just a visual medium, the SJW garbage, it's a deal breaker, right? But with a video game, you have interactive features, right? That's
Right.
because the story and themes and everything of a video game, they're not front on stage, right?
Depending on
It's gameplay, it's mechanics. That's all up front that we should be worrying about.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's where it's like you got to decide for yourself: is this character going by they them pronouns and everyone insisting that you must call it a they them? Is that a deal breaker to you?
Yeah.
I just think it's
Yeah.
if you like the style
Yeah.
of gameplay that Borderlands gives you,
Oh
you'll
man.
like Borderlands 3, but yeah, if you really care that much about the story and all that, and you're not just going in there to actually just play use the mechanics of a game, then it will be kind of disappointing.
I don't care about the story at all. The story sucks and it tries
It really
way too
does.
hard to be funny at every point, and it's just cringe. But you know what? It has really great looter shooter mechanics.
You know,
Its gunplay is much better than Borderlands 2, and it's got great, really creative guns, and it's good fun.
well, I'm really happy, Booster, that I didn't catch the Borderlands bug because I'd be very disappointed. I did play Borderlands
bet,
2 for a little bit, but I thought it was one of the ugliest damn games I've ever seen in my life. And I hated it. I hated it.
Yeah,
I hated it.
I can
Yeah,
see how its aesthetic is divisive.
Yeah. Now,
I can absolutely see.
and I'm not really a shooter
Yeah.
looter guy, but my favorite shooter looter was Resistance. I love that game.
Resistance.
Yeah.
Resistance.
I
Is
wouldn't.
that what you're talking about?
I wouldn't call that a loot shooter. You don't get too many guns in that, right?
Well,
it's not much of a loot game.
To those though, Booster.
Which Resistance game?
Well, I'm pulling it out right now, brother. Hold on
I'm
a second.
assuming you.
Whoa.
Oh man.
I got it sitting right here in front of me on my list, and I love the Resistance. I thought that was a lot of fun. Let me see here. Is this it?
Oh, sorry, I'm thinking of a totally different game. I'm thinking of Resistance Fall of Man. Is there another one?
See, I got bored. No, the one I played was Borderlands. It wasn't the second one. Sorry, it was the first one. I hated that game. Let's see. Another one I played, Crisis 3. That was all right. I'm kind of going through my PlayStation 3 game box I have here. Prince of Persia. Oh my God, why'd I own that? The original Infamous, badass. Let me
I
see
love
here.
Infamous, Chester. You want to video game? We can do Infamous all fucking
Infamous is a great game, yeah.
Yeah.
Paradise City. Ooh. I'm trying to. Damn it! Why is it taking so long to find one
day.
thing?
There's
I know
not many games that are actually classified as looter shooters. The only ones I'd think of is Borderlands, Warframe, and this the Division.
Well, shooter then. How about that?
Just
and
a shooter then, yeah.
Yeah, Dragon's
Yeah.
Dogma. Ooh, that was a good game. The G.I. Joe game, Ultimate Alliance 2, Vanquish. Ooh, there's a good one.
Oh, Vanquish is crazy.
DC Universe.
That's a nutty game.
It is. Biohazard. Ooh. All right.
Yeah,
You can tell
Biohazard's
where I
always great.
live.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find it, damn it. And there was another one called Killzone or Kill something. And it was
Yeah.
Killzone,
Killzone.
wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was PlayStation's
Killzone.
like
Yeah,
main
yeah,
property
yeah.
for a long
Yeah.
time for shooters.
Oh yeah, for shooters,
Oh, yeah,
absolutely.
I
Yeah.
remember
Killzone.
that.
But it was like Killzone. So what do you classify Killzone as? I can't find it.
Just a shooter.
First person shooter. Yeah.
Maybe I
Is
had it on
FPS,
the.
yeah.
Maybe it was on the Xbox. This is a PlayStation 3 box I'm looking at. It probably was an Xbox game. But I think it was called The Resistance, and I loved it. I liked it. It's very similar to Killzone, but it's better.
So yeah, that's from Insomniac Games. Those are the guys who made Ratchet and Clank, and that was the kind of the what do you say, alternate history game where aliens invade. Yeah.
Yeah, and the story was really well done. It was from beginning to end. It was intriguing. It was a really solid story. You were actually part of what was happening, and a lot of games fail that horribly. And that game was very, very successful.
Right. Most games in the story would just make you a how you say a viewpoint, right? You just see what's happening. You're not actively a part of it.
But this had
One way I like to describe that, Booster, is I use cake because everybody likes cake, right? But it's real simple. You've never had a good cake until you've had a cake you could have with no frosting. That is what a game should be.
Yeah.
Frosting should be all the pretty stuff, all the graphics and the good sound. That's all the pretty stuff. That's great. You want that. But if the cake isn't good on its own without it, then it's probably not that good.
Yeah.
One of the things I loved about that game,
pretty good.
When you would come out, because you're moving through the world, right? And it's instance. There were large instances, but it was still instance-based. But when you come out in the world trying to move to another place, there would be these kind of pseudo cutscenes happening in the background with ships attacking or crashing. Or there was just so much of this little dynamic stuff as you're moving along. And even though it was instance-based, it never felt like it. It was just really well done. And I don't know why we didn't see more of it. I don't understand why we didn't get more. That was one of the most well-crafted games I think I've ever played, and it's a shooter, and I don't like shooters. So.
Yeah, they used to make really good, and they're starting. It's starting to come back now. It looks like.
And do you know what ruined shooters? I'll say it.
Halo.
Oh, he's gonna
Halo.
No,
Halo
I disagree.
murdered shooters.
Halo sucks.
I disagree. I think Halo mainstream shooters, and then what came after Halo is what ruined it, which would be Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Halo broke the shooter's legs. It ruined the weapons.
Oh, come on. Weapons.
I really like Halo.
All the weapons in Halo just feel like little splurt guns that they just don't feel good to use, man. You just feel like you're jizzing on your enemies, right?
Oh my god!
It shoots out like the same little pew lasers, right? I'm not finished.
Wait a minute. Are you gonna tell me it's not fun to sword a MFer in that game? In Halo 2 and 3, you're going to tell me it's not fun to pick up that energy sword and be makes that noise when you slice them down? Bro, that's fun.
Booster.
I can't stand how slow those games are.
Booster, I've never played Halo, Mass Effect, or COD. I've never played any of them.
You're probably, other than Mass Effect, you're probably better off for it.
Yeah, at least the first two Mass Effects. You should definitely try those someday. But
wow, look, our dwarf is an hour late.
Yeah. I got here just in time, I guess. Because Booster's talking shit on Halo.
All right, Ninja. Have at it. Go ahead.
You need to get an alarm on your phone that says "fucking 6 o'clock."
6 o'clock.
Whatever the time is for you.
Not just 6 o'clock. It needs to say fucking 6 o'clock on your alarm.
All right. Well,
set it precisely for
I had looked at the
6
Discord earlier. Yeah, I looked at the Discord earlier. I was like, oh, I guess the game's not going to happen. And so I was like, all right, kids, let's do things or whatever. and then we went and did other things, and then I came back and looked at the thing, and I was like, oh, I
And,
guess
and
things are going to
boosters
happen again.
and boosters shit talking Halo, so you had to come in and defend it. I get it.
Well, that's the thing is I
You know
got
what
to
I
come in
do
here.
every
I
time?
got to say this
It-
on behalf of myself and my kids. We love some Halo over here.
Well, dude,
And
give him
as
more than
far as
that. Have at him.
multiplayer
What are you
games,
doing?
well, listen here is how many games can you sit with 4 people on your couch and have a blast?
Oh, Wii Party is a great game. Mhm.
No, it's
Mario
not.
Kart.
Come on, there was truth
I would
and
say
humor
Yeah,
in
is it?
that.
No,
I-
I'm talking about
Not a
I'm talking
chuckle
about
anywhere, you
getting your
bastard.
shooting on, throwing some grenades at people. I'm saying like real shooting action. Call
Well,
of Duty's a close second, but
Well, the original Call of Duty, I thought was actually a pretty fun game. Especially the Russian campaign in that game was a lot of fun.
I played Medal of Honor.
I will say this though
But-
for defending Halo, I'll say the only good Halo games were the first 3.
Yeah.
So the first 3 are the
Here's-
only good ones. Halo Reach
Here's
is
where you lost
okay.
me.
I agree.
I
Here's
like
where you lost me,
Gauntlet.
okay? You're
Gauntlet's a
bringing
good
up
game.
You're bringing up
Gauntlet.
multiplayer, but I don't have friends.
True. It's true.
Oh,
That is true. That's
So-
fair. Fair point. Fair point.
Ah,
Yeah.
joke's
The-
on
Oh
you.
man, I remember back in the day when I was still in high school when Halo 1 came out, and we would have huge LAN parties playing Halo because you couldn't play it online. I mean, not at first. Like eventually, somebody figured out a way to make it work, but it didn't work at first. And so you would have to go and bring everybody's Xboxes and TVs over, and we had those big old clunky TVs before everybody got flat screens, and we would just drag them over to somebody's house and set them up, and big old 16 people LAN party. Just so much fun.
That
Heck
sounds
yeah.
fun. Yeah, I never did that. I'm the wrong generation, but it sounds like a lot of fun. You know, I have
We'd
to
be in
say,
different rooms, and all of a sudden you'd hear MFer.
right? Well, I did remember seeing a trailer for COD, Call of Duty. I think it was Call of Duty, and there was like a building falling down, and they were fighting through it. It was an epic trailer, that's for sure. Which one was that?
I think that was Ghosts.
Was it Ghost? But there was a
Oh,
building
pretty
falling
sure.
down.
Because I have that one.
I think it was one of the Battlefield games, wasn't it? Where they were showing off like the destruction effects and the multiplayer.
Oh, might have been.
It
But
was
it
a
was like-
skyscraper.
really-
The building was.
skyscraper.
Yeah.
Well, no, we were in.
It was super scripted though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But it was a cool trailer. And they were on some cruise ship too, in a helicopter, I think. But it was
Yeah.
pretty. It was pretty. But no, I don't like
Well, yeah,
those
there's a
shooter
lot of-
games, man. Yeah, because anytime I play them, I can never get better than my 60 percentile or something like that. I can only get a little bit above average is the best I can do. So I just get owned.
I'm a single player guy anyway, really.
Yeah.
That's
So-
my preference, but I do really like Titanfall. I have. A ton
Oh
of fun on
really?
Titan.
Yeah. No, I never played that. Tell us about that one. That looked interesting.
It's basically very fast flowing sort of futuristic first person shooter, but it mixes in like these sort of mech elements to it.
Right.
And it's an absolute blast to play. Like it's just a crazy fun game in my opinion.
It's a great
So-
name. I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Titanfall. That's
it's-
awesome. And they had a second
it's
one, don't
cool.
they?
Well, the second one actually had a more fleshed out like single player campaign, where like the first one, the single player campaign was just basically playing the multiplayer maps with a little bit of story to it. But no, I think the second one was better, but they were both a lot of fun, and that's one of the few games that I would actually play more of the multiplayer stuff than the campaign itself, even though most of the time I'm a campaign gamer, but I just destroyed people in that game.
Well, I remember a
So-
game that had multiplayer in it, but mainly it was a single player game. And can't remember the name of it. You were down in the Antarctic or the Arctic. You were in somewhere in the ice, and they had discovered this alien base, and you were moving through it, and the aliens weren't gone or something. It was like pseudo undead or alien. I can't remember what it was, but it was a shooter game, and that had multiplayer kinda in it, like arena type, MOBA type fighting. Do you guys know what the one I'm talking about?
No, I don't recognize it off the top of my
Yeah.
head.
It had some pretty pretty cool graphics, I remember. But um, uh, yeah, I can't remember the name of that one either. There was I think, is there a series called Black Ops or Black something?
Yeah,
That's Call of
Black
Duty
Ops is
Black
a
Ops.
Call of
Yeah.
Duty
Yeah,
series.
Call of Duty Black Ops.
And there's like an
Yeah.
arena style game of where you just do instance after instance of capture the flag. In essence, you're fighting against another team.
It just sounds like a multiplayer mode. But yeah.
No, I think that was the only thing you could do in the game. Was just
Wait,
that.
are you thinking? I know there's like a game that was like a heavy focus was like Unreal Tournament.
No. This was only about 4 years ago, 5 years, 4 or 5 years ago. My son is a really good FPS player, and I would play with him because you could play in teams. I don't know. Well, it doesn't
Yeah, I
matter.
don't know.
I cannot think of this game.
I think it was Black
Yeah.
something, Black Ops, or I don't think it might have been Ghost, but it was only these instances where your team was going against another team. That's it. There wasn't any campaign mode. There wasn't any world. You just keep going into these little arenas and on rooftops. Usually, I seem to remember was the motif, and you're fighting another team, right? Some of them were other places, but that's it. There was no campaign at all. It was Black
Well, it's definitely
something.
not Black Ops.
Yeah, it was Black
Um,
something. Yeah, and but my son loved that game. But that's what got him into Rainbow
Black
Siege.
Dynamite.
Well, yeah, right. Because Rainbow Siege is the same thing, right? There's no campaign in that, as far as I understand. You're just your team versus another team, and he's got his own team over in Nagasaki that they will go in and play tournaments against other people. So it was like that, kind of like that Rainbow Siege. Rainbow Siege 6 or Rainbow what is the name of that game?
Siege.
Yeah.
Rainbow Six Siege.
Yeah.
I prefer the older Rainbow Six games to that, honestly, because I actually like having the story and stuff. But to each their own, I guess.
Sure,
This one just
sure.
had a fast.
Yeah.
I was looking forward to them creating another Rainbow Six game that was more in line with the older storyline. But
Well, we certainly got off the rails and we've gone in one direction, and that's fine. But I am going to be wrapping it up here soon. So, is there anybody here who wants to talk about anything, any topic you want to bring up, game related, before we get out of here?
All right.
Minecraft.
I got a good one. Favorite system of all time.
An hour
360
and
is the
17
best.
minutes late, and he has an
Oh.
opinion.
Oh, wait, come
Nintendo
on.
Switch. Nintendo Switch. Best
Well, I do
system
love my-
ever.
I was a
I
lord
do-
of Atari Tempest. It was a good time.
Sega
You turn that machine
Saturn.
over and over and over.
It's
Just
amazing.
flip it up, slap it, rub it down. Oh no.
I really loved my PS2, but 360 was fun. But it just felt like if you go back to like PS1, PS2 days, there was. It almost felt like it was a lot more of like a Wild West sort of scenario with gaming, where a lot of companies, and a lot of like just random stuff coming out. But there's a lot of innovation, I think, at the time that you're not really seeing now.
Yeah. Well, it seems, GOP, I've offended the dwarf because he muted himself. Just bullying me again. He's picking on me.
I got noisy people around me.
Oh, that's okay. I mean, I'm just joking. Don't take offense. But
No.
The ultimate capitalist, and I'll say the PlayStation 2 because it sold the most units.
Well, you're all wrong. You're all wrong. Because the
many
best
as we.
gaming system, of
Sega
course,
Genesis.
is a PC. You damn peasants.
Well,
Whatever.
doesn't really
Rub it in
count in
everyone's
that way.
face.
It's
PC master race over
That's
here.
what Chester does. He's a face rubber.
I am.
Takes that.
I am.
Just slap.
Right in that
slap
shit.
with
Right on the
both
ground
cheeks.
where you laid it. Just rub it right in there. That's right.
Lays it on top of your head, gives you a little bit of a ball wag, and then
Yeah.
says, "Look at my PC."
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. I don't really consider. I mean, like, and PCs are obviously excellent at being able to play certain games. Like, you have more control, and that's great.
And you have access to thousands more games. I actually don't know why you would own a console. I really don't understand the concept. Why would you want a console when a PC will let you play everything and more better? It doesn't make
Because
sense
it's
to
so
me.
aesthetic.
For Animal Crossing.
Of course. Boom.
There you
I
go.
don't know.
All right.
Animal Crossing is
These-
the death of humanity.
I gotta know if you guys went this entire stream and didn't talk about The Last of Us 2 spoilers.
well,
I-
because we're not going to play it.
God.
It's dumb. They've
I'm not
taken
gonna
the
Have you
idea and
guys
ruined it.
Realized after we got
Seeing
off
this
of
thing
role-playing
that you're
games, this entire stream, I didn't know what the hell you guys were talking about.
That's
It's
all right,
okay.
dude.
I mean,
No
that's why we
problem,
keep
Slade.
you around for you to be confused.
Yeah.
But did you see this thing they're making the main character?
Oh God, it looks like if
It's a
Dexter
boy.
Morgan was a lesbian.
this man beast.
Yes.
I saw that.
It's a man. They turned the woman into a man.
It's a
They
man,
did,
baby.
they did, and they ruined it. And the creator came out a couple weeks ago and said, "Now, when you go play the game, you need to keep an open mind, or you're a racist." It's like, all right, well, I won't be playing your game.
I like it how the company they're like, we don't use the word fun here. Like, it's like, well, that explains so much. But
That's a nice main character you have there. Would be a real shame if someone got a hole in one.
Look at the bulge
Yeah.
on that girl.
well, you know what?
Where are you
You
guys
know what?
seeing
Good
this?
luck
What
to
the
them.
hell?
I'm sharing screen.
Oh,
here,
you're
Chester. This is our
sharing
main
screen.
character.
Now, hold on a second. That's not the lead.
But it's not something I'm going to play. So
No.
if
but-
you enjoy it, then cool, good for you. But
Booster, is
no.
that the main character?
Yes.
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
Yes.
Chester, let me explain it to you, all right? So Joel and Ellie were the main characters in First Last of Us.
Yes, I played
But
the
now
game.
in their sequel, we're supposed to believe that they are now the villains, and this is our protagonist who we're playing as to hunt Ellie and Joel.
Why?
Yeah, because Joel's a bad man, you see. So we
Joel's
have
a
to beat him
murderer.
to
Didn't
death
you
for
know
the
that?
club.
Joel's a murderer. He's a straight white male.
And once we're done with Joel, we're hunting Ellie.
Yeah, but Joel saved Ellie. The whole thing was about him coming to terms with being a father in a way. It was what the
What?
story was about,
What?
right?
No, it was about being a white, cis, hetero, patriarchal figure.
He was oppressing.
Yeah, so
clearly
people aren't
Booster
going to play
actually
this game.
read
This
between
is
the lines.
stupid, dude. It's stupid.
Well, something like around from sources, quote unquote, about half of the people who create this game are complete. They don't want nothing to do with it. They want nothing. They don't want the name on it really. The leak came from somebody who wasn't paid, I guess, for their work.
Yeah.
So basically, the studio was taken over by a radical, and he is a complete shit show.
You know,
It
wish
looks like
to play as Man Beast.
well, dude, it looks like a young Daryl from The Walking Dead.
Man Beast.
It does, right? Look at it.
It does.
All I see is her ear. So
I am Man Beast, lover of woman, destroyer of man.
Yeah, but I thought they were, and they went and made Ellie a lesbian too, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
And the
she's
DLC.
not lesbian enough.
Because in the apocalypse, lesbians are what you want to have.
I know, right? They're the essential.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Ellie wasn't lesbian enough. They're like, how can we make this the perfect super lesbian? Genetically
Enhanced,
Humans
genetically
on the
perfected.
edge of
Yeah.
extinction. And what will
Jesus.
save them from the edge of extinction?
Unbelievable, dude.
Lesbians.
That's
it's like
horrible.
Venom.
Lesbians.
It's like
super lesbian.
it's like Bane, but he's being pumped full of estrogen.
Right? No, right. But the thing is,
Joel.
oh my God.
A golf club was to come up against your skull.
Oh wow. But I don't expect us to have any kind of apocalypse. But if we did, there's a lot of young ladies these days who would be in for a very rude awakening. Yeah.
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 Mhm. Expediency breeds a lot of expediency.
It does. Now, I don't want to act like I wasn't paying attention because I was paying attention. I was being disregarding to the dwarf, but that's all right. He's a dwarf. But I'm not going to disrespect the Eric because he is the most Eric-y of all Hawkins, and he mentioned Minecraft. Please, sir.
Oh, well, my son turned me on to Minecraft. I don't know, about 6-7 years ago. He kept playing this ugly looking game,
Yeah, it's ugly.
and I said, "There's so much better stuff out there to play, dude." Why? He said, "Just play it. You'll like it." I'm like,
It's
So after
Legos.
about a year after that, I finally sat down, and played with him, and I got hooked for a long time. I had to drag myself away from that game.
Digital Lego meth.
Yeah, that game is addictive. I played it for a while. It was pretty fun, but after a while, it's just like, man, this was just about as pointless waste of time as any other video game.
People have come up with in that game is so impressive. It really is. Like you ever watch those videos of like looking around and seeing like people making computers within the game. Like it's simple computers, but they're like it just looks like it's just miles and miles of complex systems that they've set up just to create like a clock or something, and it actually works. Or it's something just simple, but it actually works in the game. Like I don't know, it's just some of the stuff that people build is impressive. There's that
It is. Yeah, but the only thing
I
I
saw
know
somebody
about
build like a huge library. Like it's this beautiful building. I was like, somebody should actually do this in the real because it was a gorgeous building. I was impressed.
Well,
actually, someone in Europe, I want to say it's in the Netherlands or something. They built a digital anti-censorship library in Minecraft because they can't censor Minecraft directly because it runs through Microsoft servers. So what they have there is if you go to this, download this, or you go to the server rather, you can go to this massive, it's huge, giant, gorgeous-looking library that is just ginormous in size. And you go
I think that's what I saw.
All sorts of censored books, censored news articles, all sorts of things, places where they censor that kind of stuff. It's pretty impressive.
I think that's what I saw because they said it was a library, and it was huge. It was like they put it. They had several different views, and there was one down from like a 6-foot man view. This thing was huge. It was like it would have been monumental in the real world. I was like, I was like, somebody should build this with this huge dome upon a dome and these big wings and columns and. Yeah, it was beautiful.
There was this whole community that got together. That did. You ever hear of Westeros Craft, where they take the whole Game of Thrones continent of Westeros or Westeros, and
that's cool.
They take all the cities and they rebuild them in Minecraft. Like so, it's just like supposed to be this 2-scale thing.
How do they keep trolls from coming and like destroying
I guess
their
there's
shit?
like an application process to get into this thing, and they have everything constantly being backed up.
Yeah, that and you can turn that off. You can turn off destruction of other people's stuff.
Okay. I haven't actually played it. I've only seen people play it.
Yeah, no, I'm saying just like I don't know. The only thing I know about Minecraft is that PewDiePie became a millionaire off of it.
I'm gonna be the actually guy and say it was Amnesia: The Dark Descent that made PewDiePie a millionaire.
Say it again. What?
Amnesia: The Dark Descent actually is what made PewDiePie a millionaire.
No, dude. His
Minecraft
stuff.
made him a billionaire.
All right, fine. That's fine. Yeah.
He's not a billionaire,
it was
is he?
Amnesia that put him into the public eye.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't play Minecraft on stream anyway, or on video until like last year.
Really? No, I thought he started as a Minecraft because Minecraft's for.
He was a horror game guy.
Huh.
Yeah, his really old videos are him playing Call of Duty and talking like this into his microphone real quiet. Before found his personality to squeeze a bunch of kids out of their views. Hey, it worked for him. I can't be mad at him.
Yeah, no, it did. Yeah, he is the Lord of the Flies. That's for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
He's primarily about the memes now. He still does gaming.
He grew up from horror games to memes.
Now, I did watch him one time with my son because my son wanted to show me PewDiePie, and so I watched it with him. And he was playing some horror game, a modern one. Maybe it was the Biohazard, like where they were in the house, or it was a real, actual, shock scare horror game. And some years back, and I thought he was an idiot, but
I
he kind of
think it
plays
was
it
probably
like,
Resident Evil 7. That was the one that I remember him doing
yeah.
lately. Which would be Biohazard to the old Japanese folks.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
guess, yeah. But I didn't really get much out of it. I actually think Markiplier, who does very similar things, is much more entertaining. But you know, I have good on him for being successful. And
I can't with that guy's haircut. Every time I'm just like, dude, you're killing me. That hair.
look at this structure that Marsupi is showing.
Yeah.
That is pretty impressive, dude. And it's all little
Yeah.
Lego blocks, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, no,
incredible.
it's all just small blocks. You should look up Westeros Craft though. That's pretty awesome too.
Yeah, I've
There's
seen
Oh
that
yeah.
too.
In fact, speaking of Minecraft, a
Bunch of
few
nerds.
days or a week after the quarantine, that basically shut down the world happened, they released Minecraft Earth, which is a very good scale world of the Earth in Minecraft.
Oh man, I gotta check that out because that's kind of
Is
something
that a
I
new
always wanted to
game?
see.
It's just a map you can download. It's obviously massive, and it's not perfect, but it's pretty good. If you zoom out far enough, it looks like planet Earth.
Wow, look at this dude.
Oh wow.
They got Westeros laid right out. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then they built up all the cities and stuff. You could check out just like do an image search on Google and just see like crazy looking cities that they built, and it's probably a
Yeah.
better view than
Well,
the
he's
top-down
Marsupio's
stuff.
showing us right now, dude.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying like it's probably a better view than just the top-down stuff that they're showing you on there.
Yeah, I'm trying to find pictures. Oh, here's a video.
It is cool, but the problem is it's
They-
all blocks though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do they have like Middle Earth?
Why don't they make
Probably.
like a
Probably.
smooth texture tool for it or something?
Mhm.
There's one coming. Computers just can't do it yet. Most computers would melt because
Well-
it's just so much to process at once.
They do have raycasting mods that make it
Yeah.
look a lot better, but it is still blocks.
Well, you got to remember too, the Minecraft world, I believe when they measured it out, like how far it would actually go, is about like, as far as like comparative space, is about 3 times the size of Earth.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah.
It's huge.
That's interesting. But no, they should definitely make. Be nice if you can make it look really cool because I like these games where I get to build communities and build civilizations and stuff. I do enjoy that. This one seems to have
Look at-
more potential though.
See,
Look into Dragon
If they
Quest
did-
Builders.
if
Go
they
ahead.
ever did like a building game where you could, sculpt and things like that, it's not like a, like a 3D Studio Max or Maya or some shit, like something like that. I'd actually be interested in that because it'd be fun to do it, to create. But
Mhm.
this right here, like, it's just it looks too pixelated once you get in, and whatever. If you stand back, like, 1,000 yards.
Well, I play a lot of
Yeah.
games that allow me to build things in it actually. And you're talking about Dragon Quest Builders 2, which is coming out soon.
It's already
Yeah.
out. Yeah, it's been out.
Is it already out? Well,
Yeah,
was it
yeah.
3 that's coming then?
I don't think so. I mean, 2 just came out like last summer, I think.
Oh, okay. Well, that's the one I'm thinking about.
fairly-
But yeah, you could do some
yeah.
pretty cool stuff in that. But there are
Well,
other
how do
ones
you, how do you
can
build?
do
Do you build with polygons, or what do you build with? What's your tool?
You build with blocks, but you can actually you can cut them so that it's not all just cubes.
Right.
You can,
Yeah, but it would be neat though, because for instance, I love City Skylines. I love Sim City, but City Skylines took over. But of course, each building you put down you can't make it yourself. It's just from a catalog, right? But something where you can actually construct, like Minecraft, I think is amazing. I just would rather have it to where I could build something more smooth, more cool looking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got to come though. It's got to come. The Minecraft is so successful. That young generation that comes from Minecraft, they're going to grow up and become adults and want something more sophisticated. So it's going to follow them, I'm sure. Yeah.
Mhm.
But
Yeah, I
anyway,
think the next cycle that we're coming up on, we're supposed to be starting, I think, later this year, but we don't. Who knows what's going to happen now?
Yeah.
I think you're going to see more of that. Minecraft is very old. still very popular. It's still one of the most, if not the most popular games in the world.
Still updated all the time.
I think there needs to be a new one. There needs to be a full new that isn't on the box system, like Chester's talking about, that you can have nice smooth edges and stuff.
Yep.
And then we can really unleash the power of the autism, and
Yeah.
the things they'll create will be unbelievable.
No,
My son learned or taught himself Java programming from Minecraft when he was 7.
Wow, that's cool,
So
dude.
he
That's
started
very cool.
programming mods for Minecraft in Java.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
man, that's all really awesome, man. And their games have that kind of value to teach those things. That's really cool. But anyway, I do need to wrap it up. I need to move along here. But that was fun conversation. We started out talking about D&D, and we ended up talking about Minecraft of all things. That's pretty interesting. But let me let you these guys give their last word, and then who wants to namaste us today?
Booster.
Booster.
Yeah,
Huh?
Booster's a good
Why am
one.
I in the... Oh, no. Okay.
Booster gets the namaste. So let's start with Bill. Bill, what's your closing comments for today, dude?
Oh yeah, it was nice just to chill and hang out and listen to you guys and so good show. Y'all have a good week. Stay safe out there and remember to wash your hands, especially you, Booster, because you're a dirty boy.
Dirty,
So-
dirty boy.
I wash my hands all the time. I'm actually kind of ridiculous when it comes to washing my hands. That isn't a made up thing. It's actually true.
Well, the problem is
He's
you can't
scrubbing his
stop
fingernails off.
touching your
Finger-
peen.
fingerprint.
That's the
Yeah.
problem.
That is true. I checked it like 3 times yesterday. It's becoming a hate crime.
I'm gonna tell
Yeah,
people.
it's not even fun.
Baby,
It's a habit.
baby. Booster wants you to know. Oh, sorry. She's looking
Yeah,
at
tell-
me
yeah, tell you what, this is
sternly,
important
like I don't
information.
want any of your
Yeah.
nonsense. All right, fine.
you definitely dodged the bullet with that one, then.
I did. Eric, sir.
Hey, just because you've grown up doesn't mean there's not a lot of great games out there. You can still play games as an adult. So go find something you like and play it and enjoy it. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. And go back to Zombie World of Oz.
That's right. Absolutely. Sweet. Slick.
Thanks for having me on. I missed the gameplay today.
Yeah, so did I. Yeah, but oh well. Yeah. GOP.
Yeah, just find a game you like and play it and have fun, and there's no wrong way to play games except with a Wiimote. Fuck that.
That's true.
But beyond
That's
that,
true.
yeah, just have fun.
Sweet. Marsupial.
Yeah, same as the others. Just play what you like. Don't let anybody change your games, and don't let anybody tell you that you're bad for playing a game or something like that,
Well,
or liking breasts in your games or something like that.
Well,
Unless it's Halo, don't play Halo.
Or go do that. But
I was gonna
Marsupial.
make that joke later.
But Marsupial, Todd Maroney told me yesterday that I'm too old to like superheroes, and I said, "No, Todd, no."
Yeah.
We were born before the 1930s.
Right. Yeah, right. Hey,
Todd rarely knows what he's talking about.
he does. Yeah.
No, you
Thundero.
can't be playing all these superhero comic books, you see. It's for the young little kidlings.
Chester, that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna take that jab. You stole my jab, Chester.
I'm sorry, dude. I apologize.
That's what he does.
Gosh. I do know one thing. We were talking about MMOs earlier, and I listened to an interview for the lead designer of WoW, and he said that their new expansion will still come out this year. They have it all. So it's still on track for this year. So a lot of the games, I think you'll still see make it later this year. I don't really think this is going to slow them down as much as people think. So I think we'll have some fun things to do if we get shut back down again for some nonsense reason in the fall.
This is the perfect time for MMOs to come out.
It is. It is, right? You just grind for hours and hours. Yeah. Yeah, true.
I'm going to go put my beautiful wife to bed, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow.
Ooh, take pictures. Okay. So thank you all very much. And we'll check you out tomorrow. We'll have Fan Speak 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Go and check out Eric, our very own Eric Hawkins here, who will be on the Blacklist Universe Pro Edition of Drone and Quartered. He will go and smash them right in the face.
Right in the gonads. Just
Right-
a swift kick.
in the gonads. But other than that, thank you all very much. We'll see you tomorrow. And Booster, take us out of here, man.
Yeah. All right, let me just. Here we are. I got the appropriate picture.
Ew.
Now, here's Man Beast. I just wanted to share this. I don't really have a Namaste. Should I just rip off one of the older ones I used earlier?
What is this I'm looking at? What, the Hulk? What is this?
This is your new protagonist, Man Beast. Nobody cared who I was until I beat your protagonist over the head with a golf club.
This is a much more muscular and thick
Are we
one than
talking
the
Bioshock
earlier
now?
picture.
This is
Oh,
photoshopped, but it's
Oh,
fucking
okay.
hilarious. Looking like Bane or something. And the Namaste I like is the JFK one. I'm going to use it again since I can't think of anything else. It's to
what
do
have
not
you
pray to
done for
God-
your country lately? No.
no, the other one. It's do not pray for easier lives. Pray to be stronger men.
Ooh.
'Cause I like that one.
Namaste. That's a good one. I like that one.
Yeah,
Namaste.
That's my favorite one. It's what
Yeah,
I think with this
I'm
all this
down with that.
Corona nonsense.
Sure.
Stay indoors, you little rascal, or I'm gonna beat you over the head.
Oh God. All right. Well, thank you all very much. That was a lot of fun. We'll check you out tomorrow, and stay safe out there. Later.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Don't play Halo.
Quit talking to my outro, you bastard.